Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Heini. I'm Heini and today we're going to do a low, slow flow sequence and we are focusing especially on moving the spine today. Let's get started. I have videos of some of the asanas that we do in this sequence and I'll add a link to those videos at the end of this video so you can check them out later. Now let's get started with our low, slow flow. And we're going to start from lying down on the back. You probably won't need a lot of props for this, so we're going to do a prop-free sequence. But first, just come lie down on your back and leave your knees bent. You could lean the knees, the thighs against each other. We call this the pyramid pose. So your legs can still rest, but the spine can also rest in a neutral place on the mat. And we're going to take a moment here to focus on the breath before we start to move more. And I suggest bringing hands to the bottom of the rib cage, to your lowest ribs, upper abdomen area. And send a few slightly deeper breaths down to your hands. Allowing the rib cage to move. Allowing the belly to move. And finding that slow, calm rhythm in your own breath. So that when we start to move more, you have your breath, you have that rhythm to guide you through the movements as well. Let's take another few breaths in and out here. When we start to move, I'll suggest different ways of breathing, but always listen to your own breath. And if the breath pattern that I'm suggesting doesn't feel good for you today, then allow yourself to explore different ways to breathe, different breathing patterns and rhythms, so that you feel it's easy to breathe. And now with your next few breaths, from that resting pose, from that pyramid pose, bring your hands and arms down next to your sides and bring your legs to about hip width apart. So you have your both feet on the mat, knees now pointing up towards the ceiling. And we start the movements with some bridge waves, bridge flows. First, inhale on the mat, allow your spine, your lower spine to arch gently, a gentle back bend. And then exhale, press the lower back on the mat, scoop the pelvis off the mat, and vertebra by vertebra, roll the spine off the mat into a gentle bridge. Inhale up in your bridge. And then as you exhale, start from your upper spine. Slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll the spine, the pelvis down. And then again, inhale, allow your lower back to arch a bit more, tilting the pelvis towards the knees. And exhale, press the lower back down, scoop the pelvis off the mat, roll the spine off the mat, opening the front line. Inhale up in your bridge. And then again, exhale, slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll the spine down. Then inhale on the mat, let the pelvis tilt towards the feet, towards the knees. And we'll do one more round. exhale, press down through the feet, scooping the pelvis, the spine off the mat, opening the chest gently. And then with your exhalation, slowly roll the spine down, again going down vertebra by vertebra. And then just relax the pelvis onto the mat. And now you could hug the knees into the chest and a couple of times rock from side to side. Allow your lower back to gently round. And then we'll bring the feet down on the mat and continue rocking from side to side. A few windshield wipers movements. You can open arms a bit further out to the sides if you want, allowing spine to twist. And you could also rock your head from side to side, taking that twist all the way up into the neck. And then from those swings, bring your legs back to the center. And we're going to come into the twisted roots eagle legs. Bring your left leg on top around the right leg. And then exhale slowly. Bring your knees, bring your legs to the right side of the mat. Coming into a bigger spinal twist. The eagle legs is only a suggestion. So if now this feels painful, uncomfortable in the hips or in the back, you can also release that crossing in the legs and have the left leg just resting on top of the right. You decide. Take one more breath in and out in your twist. And then with an exhalation, slowly bring the knees, bring the legs back up to the center and release that crossing in the legs. And we're going to do that twist to the other side. So if you want to do the eagle legs, cross your right leg on top around the left. And then exhale, slowly bring your knees, bring your thighs towards the left side of the mat, leaving the chest open up to the ceiling. Again, you have an option to release that twisting, that crossing in the legs if you want. Take one more breath in and out. And then from the second twist, slowly close your chest, curl towards the knees onto your left side. Release the crossing in the legs and then press down through the right hand to bring yourself up onto all fours. And find your knees, find your hands on the mat. And from here, we're going to lean the pelvis down towards the feet into child's pose, but leaving hands, leaving arms, reaching far forward to the top of the mat. Breathe in and out. And then with your next inhalation, come up onto hands and knees, lean towards the hands, and exhale, open the whole front line into a big cobra pose. Elbows could be bent or extended. Inhale there. And then exhale, lift the pelvis off the mat, round the spine back into child's pose. Same again, as you inhale, come forward onto hands, and exhale, open the whole front line. You can lift the chest a bit higher up, even look higher up. And again, next exhalation, round the back and lean the pelvis into child's pose. One more round. As you inhale, come forward onto hands And then exhale, open the front line. You could gently rock the pelvis from side to side if you want. One more breath in. And then exhale again. Lift the pelvis off the mat, round the spine into child's pose. And then take a moment to rest your arms. If you want, you could bring hands together and gently roll the wrist joints. And then bring hands back down on the mat. And as you inhale, lift yourself back onto hands and knees. We're going to now step the left foot forward into low lunge. So leaving the right knee on the mat. You can shift the pelvis a bit down and forward. As you inhale, start to lift your chest, your back higher up. And you could leave your hands resting on the left knee, on the left thigh. Or reach your arms behind the back, reach hands to your elbows. And then inhale, start to lift the chest bone higher up. So coming into a bigger back bend, gently leaning the shoulders down and back. Breathe in here, allow the inhalations to lift the chest bone higher up. Take one more breath in and out. And then as you exhale, slowly, slowly release the back bend. Bring your hands down on the mat. And we're going to now leave the right hand on the mat on the inside of the left foot. And then inhale, twist towards the left knee. You can either reach your left arm up to the ceiling or bring left arm behind the back. And that might help you to open the chest a bit more. Now we're looking for a twist for the spine. If the neck gets tense, you could also look down to your right hand, still turning chest to the left. Take one more breath in and out. And then exhale, release the twist, bring both hands back down. And now lean the weight more onto your hands. Open your left shin onto the mat. And then sit down on the pelvis. And we're going to rotate the right hip open, turn the right foot toes up towards the ceiling, coming into a seated half butterfly. From here, we come into some side bends. So now slide your right hand towards the right shin, ankle, or even the foot. And then inhale, lengthen, lift arm up, opening the left side of the body. And exhale, you can lean even further towards the right leg. Then as you inhale, come just a bit higher up, releasing that side bend. And exhale, lean towards the right leg again, keeping the chest still open. One more time, inhale, come just a bit higher up. And then exhale, one more time, lean over towards the right leg. And now we're going to stay here just a bit longer. And you could keep the left arm up, kind of reaching out. Or you could bend the elbow, bring left hand behind the neck, behind the head. That might release the shoulder. Or you can also here bring your left arm down behind the back. Allow your neck, your head find that side bend as well. Take one more breath in and out here. And then as you inhale, slowly lift yourself back up. And release the arms down. And now close your legs into full butterfly pose. You decide if your feet are close to the hips, or if you leave them just a bit further forward, a bit more open, a bit wider butterfly pose. We come into forward bend. You could start with hands around the feet. Inhale, open the chest, lengthening the back. And then exhale, start from your neck, slowly rounding the neck, rounding the upper back, lower back, leaning the pelvis slightly forward. So finding a forward bend for the spine especially. And you can keep hands around the feet, or you could walk hands a bit further forward, maybe bring elbows closer to the mat. Allow your heavy head to sink down, so you're lengthening through the back of the neck. Take 2 more breaths in and out in your butterfly. And then after those 2 breaths, inhale, slowly roll the back up. Coming back into a more upright seat. And from here, we're going to come into that half butterfly on the other side. So now open your left leg out to the side, leave the right knee bent. And then slide your left hand towards the left shin, ankle, or even the foot. And as you inhale, open the chest, lengthen the right arm up. Exhale, lean a bit further towards the left leg. And then inhale, come back higher up, releasing that side bend. Same again, as you exhale, lean towards the left leg, opening the right side of the body. And inhale again, slowly coming higher up. We'll do one more time. Exhale, lean over towards the left leg. And now we're going to stay here, again a bit longer. And you have those options for the right arm. You could keep it reaching out. You could bend the elbow, bring hand maybe behind the head, neck, like beach arms. Or you can also release the right arm behind the back. What feels good in your shoulders now? And take 2 more breaths in and out. Allow the exhalations to still release yourself down towards that left leg. And then after those 2 breaths, inhale, slowly lift yourself back up. And release the arms down. And now step your hands towards or over that right knee. Now we're going to turn towards the other end of the mat. You can tuck the left foot toes under and then bring the left knee on the mat and step the right foot kind of next to the hands or between the hands. We come into that low lunge on the other side. From here, press down through your right foot and slowly inhale, lift the back up. And again, you could bring hands onto the right knee, thigh and stay there. Or you could now bring arms behind the back, interlock fingers, and then inhale, start to open the chest. Again, coming into a slightly bigger back bend if you want. Here the hands, the arms could gently draw the shoulders down and back, but keep lifting up through the chest bone. Take 1 more breath in and out. And then as you exhale again, slowly release the pose, bring both hands down. And we come into the twist. So on this side, leave your left hand on the mat. And then inhale, twist towards the right knee. And you can reach the right arm up or bring right arm behind the back. And that might help you to open the chest more, especially if you feel shoulders are tight. Then Try releasing the arm down so you can really focus on the spine, the twist in the spine. Take one more breath in and out. And then next exhalation, slowly release the twist. Bring hands down. You could step both hands on the inside of your right foot. And then step your knees next to each other. And for a moment, come down into child's pose. You can bring your elbows down, either leave hands on the mat. Or again, maybe bring palms together and bring hands behind the neck, behind the head. Take a couple of breaths in and out in child's pose. And then bring your hands back down on the mat. And now lift yourself back onto hands and knees. And now make yourself comfortable on your hands. We're going to stay on all fours a little while. And we're going to come into cat-cows with a moving tail. We start with the right leg. As you inhale, lengthen your right leg behind you and open your chest. As you exhale, round the back and draw your right knee towards the chest. You can bring head towards the knee as well. Next inhalation, again, lengthen the right leg behind you. Open the chest. And exhale, round the back and draw the right knee in. One more round. Inhale, lengthen the right leg behind you. Open the chest. And exhale, round the back. Draw the right knee in. And then as you inhale, extend the right leg behind you. But this time bring the toes on the mat. Find a more neutral spine. And then as you inhale, cross your right leg, that tail, over to the left side of the mat. Coming into side bend. Next exhalation, look towards the right foot. Look towards the tail, opening the right side of the body. Think about reaching the right heel back. You could even step the hands more to the left side of the mat. Take one more breath in and out here. And then as you exhale, release that gaze. Bring your neck, your head back to the center. And then we come into shoelace pose. So we're going to cross the right knee behind the left knee. So right thigh behind the left thigh. And then slowly walk hands to the legs and sit down on the pelvis. So feet stay on each side. And if shoelace doesn't feel good in the hips and the knees now, you can also bring your legs into a cross-legged seat. But keep your left leg on top. Keep the left leg in front. And first find a place where you feel you can sit about on both buttocks. And from here we come into another forward bend. Inhale, lengthen the back up. And then exhale again, start from the neck. Bring chin to the chest. Slowly rounding down through the spine, and you could walk hands a bit more forward in front of the legs and find an edge that feels good for your spine, feels good for your hips. Make sure there's no pain in the knees, in the hips, anywhere along the spine. You can always come back higher up if you want. Take 2 more breaths in and out. And after those 2 breaths, inhale slowly, roll the back up. And from shoelace or from those crossed legs, now extend your right leg and step your left foot over the right thigh. We come into a seated twist. With your right arm, hug the left knee in and step your left hand behind you on the mat. As you inhale, lengthen the back up, and then exhale, slowly continue twisting towards that left knee. Again, you could look over the left shoulder, but if that tenses the neck, you could keep your neck more neutral, or you could even look over the right shoulder in the opposite direction. Breathe here one more time, in and out. And then as you exhale, release the twist. And now turn towards your right side and bring yourself onto all fours. Again, facing the other end of the mat. And we go into those cat-cows with a moving tail. Now left leg is our tail. As you inhale, lengthen your left leg behind you, open the chest. And exhale, round the back and draw your left knee in towards the chest. Again, inhale, lengthen the left leg behind you, open the chest. And exhale, round the back and draw your left knee in towards the chest. Head can come down. One more time. Inhale, lengthen the left leg behind you, open the chest. And exhale, round the back, draw the knee in. And then as you inhale, lengthen the left leg behind you, but this time step the toes on the mat. We come into the side bend. So next inhalation, cross your left leg to the right side of the mat. And then exhale, look towards the left foot. Allow your whole spine to move. Again, you could even step hands more to the right side of the mat. And think about kicking that left heel away from your hip. Send a couple of breaths to the left side of the body. And then as you exhale, slowly release the upper body. Bring your spine back to neutral. And then cross the left thigh behind the right thigh. And we're going to sit into the shoelace pose. So now the right leg is on top. But again, you could opt for cross-legged pose with your right leg in front. So you choose shoelace or legs crossed. And first just find the pelvis, find your both buttocks on the mat. Inhale, lengthen the back up. And then as you exhale, slowly roll down through the spine. Head coming down, rounding the neck, upper back. You could walk your hands further forward. Maybe we start to target the lower back as well. And again, find your edge. If staying more upright feels good now, then keep your spine more upright. If possible, let your neck soften down. If it's not too much for the back to let the heavy head drop down, then let your head come down. Again, take 2 more breaths in and out in that forward bend. And then with inhalation, slowly, slowly release the forward bend, roll the back up. And from here, extend your left leg in front of you. Step or leave the right foot to the outside of your left knee thigh. And now hug the right knee with the left arm. And step your right hand behind you on the mat. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. And then exhale, slowly twist towards the right side. And again, you could let your neck turn as well. You could look over the right shoulder, or keep the head more neutral, or even look over the left shoulder. Keep turning the chest bone, the rib cage, towards the right side. Soften tops of the shoulders. Take one more breath in and out in your twist. And then exhale, slowly release the twist. Come back to the center. And now release the legs. And then we're going to come lie down on the mat. So make sure you have space behind you. And slowly roll the back down. Leave the knees bent. Let the arms, shoulders, the head come down, and we'll do a few windshield wipers again, swinging the knees from side to side, allowing hips, allowing the spine to move, maybe rocking the head from side to side as well. And then after a few swings, when you feel ready, bring your legs to the center and now find your Shavasana pose. Find your final resting pose. You could lie down on the back. You could lie down on the belly if you want. Or if there's a different pose, a different place for your Shavasana pose now, then let yourself find your way there. Allow the spine to rest neutral. And bring your awareness, your attention back to your breath. You could even close your eyes for a moment. Just taking a moment to rebound from your practice. Give yourself just a moment longer to rest. We'll take another few breaths in and out in that Shavasana pose. You can make these few breaths just a bit deeper. Slowly waking up the body from that resting pose. You could start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle the toes. Move the hands, the feet. And maybe circle wrist joints, ankle joints a few times. You could even lengthen arms over the head, along the mat, along the floor, and stretch the whole body long. Stretch your whole spine long. And then release the arms, the legs, and from your back or from your belly, wherever you are resting, roll down onto one side. Breathe in and out on your side. And then slowly bring yourself up into a seat. Coming into your final seated pose. Allow this to be an easy seat where you feel you can have your spine long, but at the same time soft on top of the pelvis, like your spine is growing up out from the pelvis. And the head resting at the top of the spine. If it's part of your practice, you can bring your palms together in front of the chest and thank yourself at the end of the practice for taking this time to come on to the mat, into your practice, into your body, into your spine today. And I thank you for joining in, and I hope to see you soon again. But until then, namaste. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I hope you found it useful. If you did, click subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of any new videos. I'll be posting lots more yoga related videos on this channel. I also teach online yoga classes, and if you're interested in those, you'll find more information in the description box below and on my website. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.